Good morning, YouTube. So I'm heading out to my event for Arizona Production Association. I will be speaking on a panel, very excited, but before I go, I prepped some food for myself. I know they're gonna have lunch, but just in case it doesn't fit in my macros, I'll have something to still eat. So I made green beans, ground chicken, and potatoes. I'm gonna grab a protein shake, and I grab I'm gonna grab a shaker. So I'm excited to share this kind of part of my life with you because, I don't know, I guess I take my job for granted because it's like, to me this is every day, but some people might find it really interesting and really helpful if they want to get into acting. So after the seminar, I'll show you my workout. So we should probably get going so we're not late. If you book something, always make sure it's okay to post about the job. We sometimes have jobs like Southwest, until it's aired, you can't post about it. You can't say, oh, I'm at Southwest at the airport filming. It's like security reasons, or if there's a star in it, so always ask if you're allowed to post. That's the biggest thing. And give thanks where credit is due. Another big pet peeve, I guess, would be people think, or they not even think, they just post, I booked this, look at me, I'm so amazing, and this is what I deserve, and I'm amazing. That's great, but there was a lot of people along the way that helped you. Your agent submitting you, having a good agent that's making sure you're going out on right projects and getting paid for it. The casting team, casting director, changing your dates and your times so you could come and audition, making sure you had the correct side, redoing it because it wasn't the right delivery or whatever. Hair and makeup and the people who made you look beautiful on set. If you do know the director, give them a shout. You have to give everyone thanks because we all want to feel appreciated. And yes, you are in front of the camera and we see you, but there's a lot of other people who helped make sure you got there. With social media on Facebook, Facebook events are great. I personally like going through and seeing who is going. I'm like, oh my gosh, Julie's gonna be there. I really want to make sure I connect with her, say hi to her. She is someone I want to meet. So if you're that person on Facebook who just says going to everything but doesn't really go, shame on you. Only put you're going if you're going to go.
The whole idea about marketing, the whole idea about networking is just letting people know who you are, what you do, and then be seen. So making sure that you know Dawn Woodard, making sure that you know Steve Wargo, making sure that you know Heidi Scott. I've known these people for over 20 years. And I believe in all my being that when any one of them get a job and they're looking for talent, they consider calling me. They look at my talent. I am a resource. If they are referring somebody comes to them and says, you know what, my daughter, my neighbor, somebody's looking for an agent, I'm the one they know. So, I'm the team player.
With that too, use your social media for good. I see a lot of people post stuff and I take a lot of it at face value because I know the backstory to the story and they're making it sound, there's one girl, her daughter got booked, we booked her in a movie and she was just an extra, which is no problem. And she made it sound like her daughter was leading role in this IMAX movie and look at my logo. And it's like that intimidation mind game. Try not to do that. If you post stuff, encourage, build up the community, engage, give tips, post. Of course we want to see what you're doing because that's why, self-promotion, that's great, but are you just posting to intimidate others and put people down, or are you really giving something and some kind of knowledge back to this industry or this community? But at the same time, I do have a life, I have families, and get this, I have hobbies outside of my job. It's crazy. So I personally have a fan page that people can go like, they can interact. I don't necessarily add a lot of people on my public Facebook page. If you add me, you're gonna see a lot of my cat, my dog, and my workouts. It's not going to be anything really about acting or what I do for my job. So I don't typically add people through there, and respect that. I've gotten people literally message me saying, "What, you think you're too good to add me?" I'm like, yeah, I guess I do. I don't know you, sir. If someone doesn't add you on social media, or you don't want people to add you, create the fan page. I try to really drive all of that to my fan page if they want more of the acting and my job aspect. Because again, you're not going to get that on my personal pages as much.
The humble post is, when your friends all send a post to you on your face page saying, "Hey, was that you in the Peter Piper pizza commercial?" Jason says, "Aw, shucks, yeah, that was me." Or he says, somebody says, "Hey, was that you in the Circle K commercial?" "Oh yeah, that was me." That is a better experience, okay? That's the way you want people to be addressing you. "Oh, I've seen you in this." And then after he sees it on the air, "Hey, how cool, I just saw my Circle K commercial on the air." That's innocent. That's fine. He saw it. It's on the air now. The cat's out of the bag. Circle K was here. They shot a commercial. And Davey's agency was the one that booked him off. It's done. It's all over. And now I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it because now I know I'm not going to step on anybody's toes. I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'm not going to get anybody in trouble. And the world doesn't know what our timeline is. They have no idea whether you shot that in February or just shot it yesterday. So it doesn't really matter when it was done. The key is to make sure that you don't have any backlash from it. And that would be, telling people you did a PetSmart commercial and you don't show up in the PetSmart commercial. So I would prefer it to be a more positive experience. So asking for permission that you're able to, post the images, telling people what you're doing is fine. Just be limited in your, just remember TMI. Just don't give them too much information, but just enough to make you feel good if you like, be.
With that, I do kind of look and how volatile, how negative are they being? And I don't want them to, pick me apart for whatever reason they feel like. So to an extent, I do still try to stay open-minded. I know we all have lives, we all have beliefs and passions. So I try not to look at it too much because, I'm really passionate about other things as well. So I'm like, hey, you have your thing, I have my thing. As long as you're not hurting the industry. And I think trash talking hurts the industry because if an out-of-state client can see all this negativity, the negative energy, and the fights and the bullying, they're like, this is like high school over again. We grew up from this. So that's when I start to kind of like, I don't know. Also, a lot of people message us on Facebook, which is not the way to do it because I don't know about your message. We get tons of spam. People, how do I be an actor?
Right. I get it.
Let me go up to a brain surgeon. How do I do brain surgery? I mean, it's just such a complex question. So, be careful through Facebook message. Better to go through email or the website. They have some kind of form to. You can get to know someone. I know I personally like it when people take an interest in me as a human being. I know as casting, I'm a means to an end. You're nice to me because you want to get a job or an audition. And hey, I get that. And that's the truth of it. So when somebody takes the time and says, "Hey, I saw your Facebook page and I love your workout videos," or "Your dog is so cute," I'm like, "Oh, thanks." So you can kind of get to know people and they remember that you took an interest beyond what you can give them and they appreciate that. When it's Christmas time and you want to thank your agent for all the work they've given you, or all the opportunities. Danny doesn't drink coffee, but you know what? She loves teas. And when I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's great. I love to know stuff like that." Because it's, you can get someone a bottle of wine or whatnot, or something that's generic, but if you personalize it for them, people love that. Faith, she loves bunnies. She has rescue bunnies, little bunnies. Everyone thinks she's so mean. I'm like, how? You got this little fur ball of fluff. So people get her bunny treats for her, but stuff like that. You can make a connection more than just a means to an end. And I do like that about Facebook because I get to know people. Oh my gosh, they volunteer at so-and-so and they work with this organization. And it makes you more human. So, I mean, there's a right way to do it and everything, but it builds that relationship. Well, that is it for the Arizona production meeting. I had a great time speaking. These were some of the best clips I could find with some good tips for everyone. Real quick, before I show my workout video, this photo is Nathan. He was at the seminar. Very nice guy. He just moved here to Arizona. He signed with Deborah Maddox's agency, which is a great accomplishment, and he just did everything the right way. So he's kind of my success story from this event because that night I was leaving the house to go have dinner. And a client called me and said, so-and-so dropped out. and we need a new person tomorrow morning down in Tombstone at 7 a.m. And I'm freaking out, like, who's going to be available? Well, I remembered him from this event, got his photo approved, and booked him on a Fox Latin America TV show down in Tombstone. So I'm so excited for him. It's such a great opportunity. And I'll just leave you with this. I understand not everybody can make every event, but invest in your career. Go to networking events. Even if you think you already know everything or you know everyone, go. Be seen, because you never know who you will meet or what you can learn. I'm not going to say this kind of thing happens all the time, but it's super cool that I was able to book him as a result of him just attending and showing up at this event. So congratulations, Nathan. I hope you had a great time on set, and it was very nice meeting you. And stay tuned for my shoulder workout. Okay, so for today's shoulder workout, we're going to start with a shoulder press. We're going to do 4 sets of 15 reps. So your shoulders are going to get burnt out pretty fast, especially for me, the shoulder press. It will burn you out. So I take a split leg stance just so I don't put too much pressure on my back. And you never want your elbows to go further than a 90-degree angle. So it's a really kind of small range of motion, but again, you're really going to fatigue those muscles out really fast. So if you need to drop weight or take breaks. Next, we're going to do seated lateral raises. So sometimes they have a machine for this. My gym doesn't, so I just use some dumbbells. I sit down, so again, I'm not putting a ton of pressure on my back. I tend to arch it a lot, especially as I get tired. I start arching my back. And if anybody's ever had lower back pain, you don't want that. It should never be hurting in your back. Throughout my workout, I am drinking my grape flavored BCAAs made by Stance. You can pick it up at your local NutriShop. That's also where they sell the pink lemonade, which you all know is my favorite. Next, we're just going to do front dumbbell raises. So again, I take a split leg stance just so I'm not hurting my back. And you're going to come all the way forward and down. You're not going to go much higher than your arms being parallel standing up. So you're going to come up and down. Remember your breathing. So in as you come up, down, you breathe out. So in and out. Especially again, your shoulders are going to start to fatigue out really fast. So if you need to drop weight, drop weight. Okay, and we're going to do 4 rounds with 15 reps each. Next, we're going to move into the single arm leaning cable side laterals. So a big thing with this is when you come outward, you're coming to the side. You're going laterally, so don't start to get too heavy and move it in front of you. We want to really keep it to the side. Also, another thing, remember to keep your abs nice and tight. It's going to help stabilize you and give you a little bit more strength. If you need a slight bend in your knees as well to kind of stabilize, don't go too heavy with this. Take your time. I know I'm only up to like 7.5 pounds on each arm. The pulley system is giving you a little bit of resistance going up, but as well as when you come back down. So it's going to be a nice range of motion and you get a little extra of the push and pull. Then finally, we're going to finish off with reverse cable flies. So for this, I have super lightweight. I think I put it at like 5 pounds, 10 pounds, really light. You're going to come outward and you're really focusing on your rear delts. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. I hope all the tips from the seminar helped, and I will be back next week with new videos.